Good afternoon, guys. I've got the True Daves up top and I've got the Hucks down below, and I'm wearing an old pair of ragged out Hucks today, and I'm going to show you why in just a second. I did a paver driveway today and shot the video earlier of the before video, and what I basically said to you was that we're under a tropical storm advisory, so I had to go home and wait a few hours. Unfortunately, I had everything set up, hoses rolled up, ready to shoot, and man, it just came down hard, and it was going to come down strong for the next 4 hours. So I went home and had a little lunch and watched one of our favorite shows, and saddled back up, let the customer know I was coming back over, and I pulled everything back out of the trailer, and here we are. So we are all finished. You can see how beautiful the driveway is. Look at that. Is that beautiful or what? You guys remember what those joints and seams look like? You can just see what they look like now. And what I want you guys to pay attention to is that when you do a paver driveway, you don't have to turbo tip all the time. If you're going to seal and sand, I highly recommend turbo tipping, along with your surface cleaner. But we had thought that we were going to do some turbo tipping because the center area, then you can see where it puddles up. You see this center area right in through here? Okay, that's kind of a puddle up spot. So some heavy equipment's being parked on there and it's starting to buckle, right? And so what happened was we had a ton of paver snakes. Now, what I did was I loosened it up with the sodium hypochlorite and surfactant, and you're going to get a ton of sand on your paver driveways. That's why you may want to charge a couple cents extra per square on your paver driveways, because it's a lot more work. But I highly recommend you not rinsing that sand down into the bottom of the driveway or off into the side of the yard. What I recommend you doing is getting all the dirt and debris out of that. You can see what this looks like when you start working the water. You start working your puddles, and you can start to see those sand areas. You can clean those up so that you're back to regular sand, and then refish that much like we would do a wet sanding project. Refish that back into the joints and seams. What I want to show you guys here, we did do that coquina rock just because I like things to look really pretty, so I did a bunch of things extra. But you don't always have to mix your oxalic acid into your pump up sprayer. I take a bucket, I throw a little bit in the bucket, and guys, you can't even see where those rust spots were. Big one there, gone. Haven't rinsed it off, need to rinse it off, so I can't make this video too long. Another giant one there, gone. Another medium-sized one over there, gone. So this is a really nice paver driveway, came out beautifully. We're gonna get the furniture all washed off and set back on there, but you can just see how pretty that is. I'll actually walk you around back and let you see the rest of the work, because these pavers are wet, and everything looks good when it's wet. So we'll see what the dry pavers look like. And same thing, did the full cleaning, and then what we did was came through with some oxalic acid to get up some of those patio furniture stains that were so prevalent through here. I'm actually gonna shut this because I'm gonna go out the other way. So let me get that little gate shut. There we go, so we're all locked and ready. And this was just done with the sodium hypochlorite surfactant. I use Green Goddess. It's my own proprietary blend. I will not share what I use because it's taken me a lot of years to figure out. This is obviously still wet. We came through here, did a little rinse off. But you can see how beautiful these are, and you can see where that sand is right between the joints. So that's really nice. We got all the patio furniture back on the deck. There is no mildew. We did some little extras. We cleaned up this a little bit. We made all of this patio furniture look really good. And I don't know if you guys remember or not, but there was a ton of mold and mildew back there. So that's really beautiful. Take a nice little picture of that. That's really beautiful. And guys, if you can't remember where the furniture was, you can either take a picture or just square your lines. As you guys can see, I'll set the wheels on the line nice and straight all the way through and try to make things look as best as possible. I figure if you get 2 people here, they can share a drink there, 2 people there, they can share a drink there, or whatever, the cheese and crackers or whatever you guys are doing. We had some monster stains back here, monster rust stains, got those all up. We had some other rust stains over here by the table, got those up. And that's just done with the bucket and the brush. Now, I wanna mention to you guys that I'm not scrubbing with that brush. I'm applying with that brush. So you're gonna have a lot of sediment in the bottom of that bucket. Scoop that sediment out, make a paste out of it. If you have iron deposits from nasty things like this. Do you see that? Okay, so all of these areas will have massive rust stains, and those are all gone now. You know, make sure you can use the little paste there. Now, I didn't use the paste on the border all the way through there. Basically, it's really easy. Dip the brush in, rub it against the end tiles, let it drip onto the cement border, and it just brightens it up and makes it look beautiful. So this is what the pool deck looks, obviously, when it's dry. We'll get down there real close. That way you guys can really see how pretty she is. Make sure your drains are really clean when you leave. No sand, no weeds, no anything. Make it look absolutely beautiful. Window tracks the same way. This was only a paver cleaning. That's all we were doing here. But this whole line was full of rust all the way through there. Really, really bad. And now look at it. You know what I mean? You can't even tell where there's any red or orange. Hope everyone's having a great day. I certainly am. And keep up the good work, everybody. Sorry I won't share my soap with you. The only reason being is because it's very controversial, but it's super safe, eco-friendly, a little expensive to prep and make, but you'll figure it out, you know. Like I said, we all back in the early 90s started using, you know, Dawn dish soap with, you know, with bleach or chlorine, and we learned that Dawn does contain a derivative of ammonia, which are amines, and that will not only degrade your soap and lessen the strength, it will turn to muck if you have a bunch of leftovers. So see how you got, you know, you started, you know, with you know, 20 some gallons this morning, and now you're down to about 7 or 8 gallons. If you leave that set for a couple of days, it would just turn into this, you know, cottage cheese soup that's absolutely nasty. So that's not something you want to be sucking through your lines or shooting on someone's house. I'm going to rinse off my rust stains, you know, there's tons of soaps on the market. Don't get hung up on that. I've actually lessened a lot of soaps on different types of surfaces. So, you know, you don't want to give everything away and, you know, make this super simple, because it wasn't simple for me and it wasn't simple for a lot of guys. And it's really, really, you know, to make things look absolutely beautiful, takes a lot of experience. Knowledge is great, but hands-on. How do you push water? How do you leave your joints? What do you make your pavers look like? What do you make your pool decks look like? You know what I mean? So, you know, or are you just throwing this nuclear mix of SH down and just destroying people's stuff in a few years? Because inevitably that caustic chemical will dry things out and make things really, really brittle. So be careful out there. Try to know what you're doing. Feel free to message me. I'd be glad to have a conversation with you on how I got started, what I went through to get here to where I am now, and little tricks of the trade. So I got to rinse this patio furniture off, get it back on the deck, rinse these stains off that I got. There was rust over there. There was rust over there. I don't know if you guys remember, there's a big old line of green right there. But, you know, after a while, that stuff just becomes really super easy. The hard stuff is the deep rust stains. So take care, everyone. Have a great day. TNT Pressure Cleaning. Dynamite service with explosive results. Have a whale of a time, guys. Ha ha ha.